Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Bigger Than Race, exposure to all things truth, whether you like it or not, with unique perspectives from different beings from all walks of life. This is Bigger Than Race. Investigate truth on your own terms. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Bigger Than Race. This is part 2 to the hidden truths about the Phoenix. Now, I want you to understand, truth is not for everybody, and it will only resonate with those it's supposed to. So with that being said, this is going to get a little bit interesting, especially if you found part 1 interesting. Stay tuned. Matter of fact, let me wake you up. Boom! Now, the etymology of Osamadeus, the king of the demons in Jewish mythology, seems to point to a connection with Apollyon and his character as the destroyer or the destroying angel. Now, all of these actors and entertainers and basketball players, if they're at the top of the game, please believe they are in Freemasonry or they're in some kind of society in order, and they have signed their soul over. And a lot of times when you see celebrities have all these people dying around them, those are sacrifices that are happening. I mean, I've been living 33 years, and I ain't never seen that many damn people be dying around me. So I know what goes on in Hollywood and entertainment industry and banking industries, and it's some evil stuff. And so to me, I see why God had his hand on me to prevent me from going down this dark road, because these people that you see and look up to, these are some miserable individuals, insecure, don't know what the hell they're doing. Some of them ain't even them. So be careful what you wish for. I used to want to be in Hollywood, but I will only do it now on my terms and on the terms for the light. And that involves me speaking my truth. And if anybody has a problem with it, you can come and see me directly, and I'll read you your goddamn rights. Or maybe not even you. I'll talk to the demon in your ass and read its rights. Now, on January 20th, 2001, almost 8 months before the attacks, President George Bush, during his inaugural address, referred twice to an angel that rides in the whirlwind and directs this storm. His reference was credited to Virginia statesman John Page, who wrote to Thomas Jefferson after the Declaration of Independence was signed. You guys should definitely watch this video. I'm not going to play it here, but he says, "We know the race is not to the swift, nor the battle to the strong. Do you not think an angel rides in the whirlwind and directs this storm?" This work continues. The story goes on, and an angel still rides in the whirlwind of directs this storm. That was my George Bush. Now, Rudolf Steiner, strange work. Rudolf Steiner, 1861 to 1925, was an Australian Rosicrucian occultist, Satanist, philosopher, mysticist, and esotericist, architect, author, and sculptor. During his life, Steiner spent a great amount of time creating what is known today as the Anthroposophical Secret Society. Anthroposophical Secret Society. One of his main practices was consulting spiritual dark forces to ask for instructions for the future. In one of his most strange works called The Representative of Man, Steiner, in collaboration with occultist Edith Marion, created a wooden sculpture in 1917 where they portrayed Lucifer trying to come out of a cave, along with some other disturbing images. The similarities between this 1917 sculpture, the head of the Harriman, and some of the images of the 9/11 attacks are really impressive. Who were these spiritual beings or entities that Steiner consulted? Albert Pike, Sovereign Pontiff of Universal Freemasonry, explains, "It is the dead that governs the living. It is the dead that govern. The living only obey." Which even takes me to they live. When you see, when he puts on the glasses, you see obey, obey, obey on the signs. You even have this clothing line called Obey. Anybody that wears that goddamn clothing line is a damn sheep. I don't care what you say. Okay? You're just a damn sheep. And if the soul sees after death what passes on this earth and watches over the welfare of those it loves, then must its greatest happiness consist in seeing the current of its beneficent influences widening out from age to age as rivulets widen into rivers, and aiding to shape the destinies of individuals, families, states, the world. Thus we obey the dead, and thus shall the living, when we are dead, for weal or woe, obey us. According to the anonymous author of the book Light Bearers of Darkness, the spiritual forces that Steiner consulted had the common goal of pushing the world forward in a direction that eventually would lead to a world revolution and finally world domination. Now, don't you see that same shit playing out today? For you to think that the government and the people that you have chosen in the office do not have an ulterior motive, you are sadly mistaken. I don't know who Trump works for, but I look at his associations, and to me, I think that this is all an illusion. I don't think the Jasara Nasara is going to really happen. I would like it to happen, but I don't think it's going to happen under this government. It would only happen when Jesus and the Legion is sent back down to earth to overthrow this evil-ass government. Period. That would be the only time. And it was already promised to us that there will be a new earth where the dead will be resurrected, where there will be no more evil, where there will be no more sickness, and so on and so forth. But this, what I'm reading to you now and what I see playing out, they got their whole other agenda coming in. And that's why you go to Agenda 21 and Agenda 2030. And we're going to deep dive onto that as well at a later date. Now, after studying Steiner's knowledge of the higher worlds, or way of initiation, it becomes increasingly clear that it means in reality a preparation for obsession by these hidden beings, so much spoken of by Steiner, who working on the astral plane are everywhere seeking for dupes and tools through whom they can carry out world revolution leading to world domination. By this means, these beings instruct and orient, building up a spiritual science through an illuminized adept and teacher such as Steiner was, whereby many more are trained, instructed, and gathered into their fold of devilish usefulness, largely under the mistaken belief that the scheme is divinely inspired for the higher evolution of the world. See, and this is how they trick a lot of these celebrities. They think they're doing something for the higher good, but then they realize what they're doing is pure evil. And so these celebrities you think are celebrities, they have been consumed by these spirits and these deities, these dark deities. Basically, they're not even them anymore. They're not in control. They have demons in them that are running things. Period. And I don't care if you believe it or not. I know the truth. I'm in Hollywood. I have friends that are in Hollywood, that are actors on TV, that have played strange parts in movies, that made me believe he had to have tried to sell his soul, or even took on this role just for some damn money. But then he got a spirit that's surrounding him now because of the role that he took on. That's why it's very important for you actors to realize and to know and not to accept just anything. Because these roles, they have entities that attach to them. Okay? Now, Rudolf Steiner's statue, titled The Representative of Man, is only on display today at the Second Gothenburg Temple. This is in Switzerland. Look at this. If this don't seem like some evil shit going on. Yeah. Now, the following curiosities are images from works of Rudolf Steiner being compared to images of the 9/11 attacks. Looks just like this to me. Look. Yeah, this is crazy. The left image, the head of Hermann, 1917, one of Rudolf Steiner's sculptures. Right image, striking resemblance of a face shown on the South Tower, 9/11 attacks. Crazy. Satan in the smoke. Wow. Look at this. This was an orchestrated event. So crazy. Ahriman is all creation towards a negative counter-creation. He is the embodiment of all evil and agents of 999 diseases. His place of residence is the underworld, from which darkness, death, and evil brings into the world. By Ahriman, work darkens the people of insight into the spiritual world, so that he only sees the material external world. The matter is the kingdom of Ahriman. He brings the forces of death in the world. Ahriman seduced men to error and falsehood, the seed for the causes of disease in later incarnations are, and he is the master of the intellect. That's why you have to understand, when death is happening, people blame God. But you can't blame God, because Satan, he has given Satan dominion over this earth. So you have to look at these deities, these evil entities that are over the cause of diseases and death. Don't blame God, Jehovah. Blame everything that you see playing out by these evil people that are trying to run the world. Look at these strange figures that rise from the North Tower as it collapses. Shit looks similar to me. The symbols of the Great Seal of the United States and the Phoenix. 33. It's Freemasonry stuff. All of it. On the reverse of our nation's Great Seal is an unfinished pyramid to represent human society itself. Imperfect and incomplete. Above floats the symbol of the esoteric orders. The radiant triangle with its all-seeing eye, was it the society of the unknown philosophers who sealed the new nation who sealed the new nation with the ancient and eternal emblems. Is the American eagle actually a phoenix? Selection of the fabulous bird of the ancients seems to have been the intention of the designer of our nation's Great Seal. The phoenix is the symbol of the reborn in wisdoms. The design in the reverse of the seal is even more definitely related to the order of the quest. The pyramid and the all-seeing eye represent the universal house surmounted by the radiant emblem of the great architect of the universe. These three symbols in combination is more than chance or coincidence. And look at here. You see that Star of David. Right on a dollar. Right on our money. 6-pointed star pentagram hidden in the Great Seal of the United States. Now please, somebody tell me this is not truth for your ass. According to Barbara Halo, the phoenix symbolizes the rising of the new world order of the ages. The original design submitted for the Great Seal of the United States depicted the phoenix in a nest of flames. This pagan symbol was discreetly changed to the eagle to obscure its occult symbolism. The planned destruction of the United States of America, Also engraved on the Great Seal was the six-pointed seal of Solomon, which symbolizes rebirth. That the seal of Solomon is also the Star of David on the flag of Israel. Israel reveals where the new world order of ages, the new order of the ages will be reborn. Moreover, the Judeo-Masonic seal reveals that the new world order envisioned by the Judeo-Freemasons would be the Jews. New Jerusalem, Barbara Halo, Death of the Phoenix, final act of United States of America. Whew, this is some stuff. Now, after the downfall of the four great world empires, Daniel in his vision say the rise of a fifth, the empire of the Messiah. This Messiah was not a personal Messiah, but the Jewish people. Now, we can go deeper on these Jewish people, because we already know the true Israelites are the melanated people. Okay? But they don't want you to know that truth. These Jews came from Europe. Now we're going to let that sink in. The kings and the rulers of the world showing their unconditional alliance to Israel. For all the nations have drunk the maddening wine of her adulteries. The king of the earth committed adultery with her, and the merchants of the earth grew rich from her excessive luxuries. Revelations 18, chapter 18, verse 3. Hence, with the advent of the Messiah, who will usher in the ideal era, all the national signs and laws, which are barriers to genuine international peace, brotherhood, and the happiness of mankind, will gradually disappear. Only the Messianic flag, the symbol of knowledge, peace, tranquility of the individual mind, will remain, and all the nations will center around that emblem, which means the New World Order, which means one world government, one world religion. The nations will consequently change their attitude towards Israel. Instead of despising Israel, they will pay their due respect to the ideal people. The Jewish utopia. Here, President Obama is paying his respects. The Zionist cult of Judeo-Freemasonry controls not only governments and politics, but also religious ministers, bankers, media, and entertainers in general, all using the Kabbalistic Dark Brotherhood as a source for obtaining money and power. The heart of Freemasonry, the Kabbalah, is the central doctrine based on the Jewish writings of the Talmud and the Zohar. The pillars of these two Jewish books are nothing else than racism, bigotry, and hatred against mankind. Not just against black people, against all mankind. This is why I tell you it is bigger than race. This is why my channel is bigger than race. It's because this is some craziness. Now, historically, the term Kabbalah was first used in Jewish Talmudic text among the Geonim and by Rishonim as a reference to the full body of Judaism oral law. Over time, much of the oral law was recorded in the Mishnah, but when the Zohar was presented to the public in the 13th century, the term Kabbalah specifically began to refer to its mystical teachings. Eventually, different mystical Kabbalistic brotherhoods developed called the Baal Kabbalah, possessors of masters of the Kabbalah. By the Middle Ages, especially between 1500 and 1800 CE, Kabbalah became very popular and was widely considered to be the true Jewish theology. Its popularity waned with the rise of the Age of Enlightenment and its focus on rationality over mysticism. Recently, there has been a resurgence of interest in Kabbalah in the 21st century by both Jews and non-Jews alike. Jewish mysticism remains an influential stream of Jewish theology today. Freemasonry can be defined as a dark esoteric cult full of secrets and mysteries based on Jewish mysticism obtained from the teachings of Kabbalah. Many of these esoteric teachings have been secretly guarded for centuries and reserved for the exclusive use of secret societies. The teachings are usually of obscure nature, including angels and demons, souls, magic or sorcery, after death journeys, spirits, invocations, reincarnations, etc. Freemasonry, New World Order of the Phoenix. World government, the New World Order, is the global of Freemasonry. Order is created out of chaos, and that is exactly why they orchestrate things with chaos, like this damn pandemic, scamdemic, and they already have the solutions right in place. It will be achieved by a dialectical process or phony wars caused by false flags, operations, brainwashing, propaganda, slander, and coercion. This is exactly what plays out in the world today, in the media. And you have sheep that buy into this nonsense. A Masonic double-headed eagle or phoenix translates order out of chaos. First of all, for there to be a new world order, there has to be a reason. Something that would justify the means. Order cannot be implemented unless there is disorder. This is why they need to destroy modern society as we know it by creating chaos to implement their so-called New World Order of the ages. In other words, we create the problem so we can present the solution. At the end of the day, in front of the foolish, entertained masses, they will look like heroes by bringing order out of chaos. You never want a serious crisis to go to waste. The New World Order of the ages has been taking shape in the background through every single war and revolution without being noticed. But one event that called the attention of many was the 9/11 attacks in New York. This serious crisis opened the door for the Patriot Act, which is nothing else than a slick agenda to dismantle the United States Constitution and do away with the rights of privacy of the citizens in a controlled fashion. Many years have passed since then, and the world continues to move in the same illogical nonsense direction. Unfortunately, most people continue buying the lies while the Phoenix Antichrist system in disguise keeps on rising. Now, do you understand what this means? This right here is the Phoenix ashen from the ashes in NASA patch. Previous NASA patch for NRAW 49 depicts a phoenix rising from the flames with the flag of the United States in the background. The Latin words in the patch, Milor Diabolis Quimses, roughly translates to mean the devil you know, as in the phrase, better the devil you know than the devil you don't know. And this is why I say I can do business with the devil just as long as I know it's the goddamn devil. I don't want to know that it's not a devil. I need to know exactly who I'm dealing with. One interesting fact that can't be overlooked is that 10 years before the 9/11 attacks, on September 11, 1991, President George H.W. Bush gave a surprising speech revealing the New World Order plan. And on September 11th, his son was in office during the 9/11 attacks. Do you see? No coincidences? We have before us the opportunity to forge ourselves and for future generations a new world order. A world where the rule of law, not the law of the jungle, governs the conduct of nations. When we are successful, and we will be, we have a real chance at this new world order, an order in which a credible United Nations can use its peacekeeping role to fulfill the promise and vision of the UN's founders. This is what George H.W. Bush said. And you can come here and play this and listen to it because it is kind of crazy. It's been right here in our faces. People don't even notice it. It's crazy. Even more surprising is the short time after the 9/11 attacks, President George W. Bush, during a rare speech at the United Nations, advised people not to tolerate conspiracy theories. I wonder why. This is what he said. Let us never tolerate outrageous conspiracy theories concerning the attacks of September the 11th. Malicious lies that attempt to shift the blame away from the terrorists themselves, away from the guilty. And this is what they do. They make people like me look like we're crazy when we expose the truth. If you control the media, you control the narrative. And with the media, you can make the innocent guilty and the guilty innocent. Period. And that's a fact. The following is a mural of the Phoenix located in the Command Center of Chaos, commonly known as the United Nations Security Council. The mural showing the Phoenix, mystical bird rising from the suffering of the nations, is right on the center of the meeting room as a reminder of their goal. Look at it. Crazy. In certain occasions during history, some of the presidents of the United States were able to make strange references to a dangerous and occult power governing them behind the scenes. Some of the men who acknowledged this power were George Washington and Woodrow Wilson. Government is not reason nor eloquence. It is force, and like fire, it is a dangerous servant and a fearsome master. That's George Washington. Since I entered politics, I have chiefly had men's views confided to me privately. Some of the biggest men in the United States in the field of commerce and manufacture are afraid of something. They know that there is a power somewhere so organized, so subtle, so watchful, so interlocked, so complete, so pervasive, that they better not speak above their breath when they speak in condemnation of it. That's Woodrow Wilson. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you for tuning into this 2-part series, The Hidden Truths of the Phoenix. Ladies and gentlemen, you can see this Phoenix has been all over the world. It's in crypto. We're showing you the Phoenix that is getting ready to rise in Germany, that has already been predicted in the macroeconomics of Edmund D. Rothschild's website. And you can go to my video, one of my previous videos. I believe it's the New World Order. It's where I'm talking about XRP and the New World Order. You'll see it on there. You'll see the New World Order on the YouTube thumbnail. And I'll actually link that video in the description of this video here, so you can also listen to that. Because it's truth, ladies and gentlemen. So I want to thank you. I want to thank all of my subscribers. I want to thank all of the new subscribers. I want to thank you for your likes, your comments. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm just a guy just like you. The only difference is I love speaking truth. And I like presenting it with facts. And I want to thank my partner who is hidden and remains to be unknown and not seen, for helping me with the deep dives of the research, because I can't do this all by myself. This is a team effort. I want to thank everybody. If you have any questions, or if you just want to tell me something that you know, because we're a community. It's bigger than race. We all have things that we can add to the conversation. We all have perspectives. There's only a few of us that like speaking it out publicly. But you can talk to me, because I don't know everything. You may see something that I can't see. You may know other information that I don't know. You may know things about crypto or other investments that I would love to know about. All of the people that do reach out to me and comment on the daily, I appreciate you. Thank you. God bless you all. Don't forget, this is bigger than race. Investigate truth on your own terms.